What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm gonna take you behind the scenes, kind of how I brainstorm, how I pick an offer, how I think about promoting, as somebody who's been doing CPA and affiliate marketing for many years. And throughout this video, I'm gonna be talking about and kind of showing you little tips and tricks that come into my thought process, because I've been seeing a lot of questions on YouTube. Basically a lot of simple questions, right? A lot of beginner questions. A lot of people are asking very simple questions, and you shouldn't really need to ask those questions. You should know exactly what those questions are about. And the same thing is true for more intermediate questions. And some people are asking advanced questions, but for the most part, a lot of people are asking very simple questions. And by the time you finish the video, you're gonna have a very good understanding of how the whole thing ties together, right? Because CPA marketing is actually more complicated than affiliate marketing, right? You have different ways of promoting, you have different cost structures, you have basically different kinds of offers, and that makes it a lot more interesting and a lot more fun, at least for me it does, but it also adds a lot of complexity into the mix. And so throughout this video, I'm gonna show you exactly my thought process. How do I do it from A to B to C to D to Z, right? You're gonna learn the entire process. And so by the end of the video, you're gonna have, a lot of things should be clear to you, and you're gonna have a lot less questions, a lot less confusion than you had before, hopefully, okay? So the first thing that you do, right, when you're just starting out, you have to ask yourself, what is going on in the world and what kind of offer do you wanna promote? So I typically kind of categorize these offers into three categories, okay? The first is these evergreen offers, right? And an evergreen offer is an offer that's always gonna sell, right? There's always demand for it, right? Regardless if we're promoting in December or July, in March or October, right? There's always gonna be demand for it. It's not a seasonal offer, okay? So an example of an evergreen offer would be something like a health offer, right? People always wanna stay healthy, right? Another offer is make money online. People always wanna make money online. And maybe another category, just to kind of throw it in there, is relationships, right? People always want to work on their self-improvement and relationship, right? And this is kind of like one of the three areas that really a lot of people refer to, and these are wealth, health, and relationships, and these are evergreen, right? They're always going to be in fashion. People are always going to be having problems with them. They're always going to be looking for solutions, and that's the first category, okay? The second category is the so-called seasonal offers, right? And seasonal offers, typically they do better in certain parts of the year than in other parts of the year. So this could be an offer that's doing really well, let's say in the months leading to the holidays, right? To the December end of year holidays, but then it has no use in the middle of the summer, right? Another example could be an offer that's doing really well in the summer, but it's really not doing, it doesn't really sell that well in the winter, right? And there are offers like that as well, also exist in Max Bounty that you have to be aware of. And last but not least, we have these so-called trending offers. And these are basically offers that come as a response of a certain external event or an external shock. So for instance, the time that we're living right now, right, the current situation, there's a lot of trending offers, right? Offers that would not be really as selling as much, would not be as trending, as exciting, if we weren't really living under the situation that we have now, okay? And so if you want to get any ideas, I actually made a video about it. You have to check out a couple of sites, right? One of my favorite sites is Google Trends, and you can basically get some ideas here. You can type a term. You can basically, there are two ways to look at it, right? One is discovery, where you're basically looking at what's happening. Another way is validation, right? So I can type something like home gym, and I'm gonna see, okay, how's home gym, right? Are people looking for it? Is it normal relative to how it's always been? And as you can see, there's an insane demand for home gym, right? A lot of people, and that should be of no surprise to you, because that's kind of as a result of the current situation, right? And so this is a site I use all the time. Another one I really like is Hacker News. This is basically a user submitted site where people basically enter different content, URLs, and people upload, right? So this is a tech kind of leaning site, but still, you're gonna find a lot of interesting articles that, this is something you should be paying for, especially paying attention to, especially if there's a lot of points, right? So anything above like, 200, 300 points, sometimes even 1,000, right? That means it's a trending topic, really. That's kind of the way to look at it. And there's many other sites, right, that you're gonna find, but that's kind of how you find these trending offers. And when we are undergoing a time, you really want to be focusing on trending offers, right? Because there's an insane amount of demand for these offers as compared to other offers. I mean, you could still promote the other offers if you want, but in my opinion, there's a lot of money to be made in these trending offers. Okay, and that's kind of the first thing that you have to understand. The second thing you have to understand about CPA marketing is basically the CPA rate. And what I mean by that is you really need to understand how the offer works. And so I'm going to simplify it for you right now, is when I look at offers, I typically categorize them in two categories, just roughly, right? You can go a lot further than me, and that's absolutely fine. But what I'm looking for is offers that are like less than $7 and offers that are more than $7. Okay, and so what I mean by that is that offers that are less than $7, these are the pure CPA marketing offers in a way, because they are basically paying you for action. So somebody submits a piece of information. It's basically these lead offers, right? Somebody goes out and they fill out a form, they leave their contact information, their phone number, their zip code, things like that. And they're basically, and you're getting a commission for that. And these are the kind of offers. So if I do work from home in Max Bounty and I see these offers, right, 160, 180, 160, 160, all of these, we have this offer, this black sheep of 520. That's a completely different offer, right? That's not a lead offer. They need a deposit, right? This is a different offer. And then we have two offers, 950, right? And these offers, probably it's a little bit more than a lead. They probably need to sign up, maybe leave a credit card. And so when you're starting out, right, you have to understand that it's completely different two types of offers. The way you promote them is completely different. The way you think about them is completely different. The way you create the funnels and the structure and everything is completely different. I'm going to go into greater detail. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. But that is something you have to understand, because let's say I want to promote work from home, right? This is a great time to promote these offers. I've made a bunch of videos on this. And the moment I type it in, I immediately see those two kinds of offers, right? I have these, these really small payout, and I have this 520 lead. And I'm not going to be promoting this 520 as some of these smaller. I'm not even going to be promoting this offer at all, right? I mean, it's a completely different offer, right? And so I'm looking at these offers, right? I'm looking at offers that are less than 7, right? Maybe even less than 10. I'll have to look at these. And that is because these kinds of offers, I can just create a simple site and then something like this, and then, promote the site, an unlimited number of ways, right? There's unlimited number of ways. So we have the site, 10 best sites to find gig jobs, right? This is a little bit different, right? But, this is pretty much the same niche, right? This is work from home. So this article could have been called, top 10, work from home ideas or something like that. And then I can basically list, I could talk about it. I could talk about the content. And then I can basically when I list them, I could basically have my affiliate link. And I really cannot do that for these high paying offers, because what works for these smaller payout offers, it's not going to work for this, and vice versa. And so I don't want to go into greater detail about how you promote each one, but that is something you have to understand. Because if I did work from home and I immediately saw like $100, $100, $50, I would not be able to promote it using the method that I'm thinking, right? But the fact that I see these, these kind of low payout offers, I immediately know that I have ways of promoting them that I can start putting into action right now. And that is something you have to understand. Now, if you go into different categories, right? Let's say we go into e-commerce. You're not going to see these, low payout offers. You're going to see a lot of different offers, right? You're going to see offers at least $40, $50, things like that. So take a look. You're going to be hard pressed to find offers that pay $1 or $2. So there's a 165 per lead, right? ARP rewards, right? And the thing about Max Bounty, right? We're in e-commerce, but it's some kind of ARP rewards. I don't think this is an e-commerce offer, right? And so that's another thing about Max Bounty. They're kind of all over the place. And so regardless of what you type in and regardless of the category you go into, the best way to usually judge is the CPA rate, right? Follow the money, right? You guys know that saying, follow the money. And so I'm basically looking at the CPA rate and I'm thinking to myself, oh, okay, they're $50, $55. I have to do it completely different. And I'm going to tell you in a minute what that thought process is. All right, guys. The next thing you want to think about is your traffic source, right? There are two kinds of traffic sources. You either pay for it or it's free traffic source. That's really what it comes down to. And that's because, paying, right? You pay for something. You're basically buying advertising and you can get the traffic on demand, right? So there's the big three. Plus, there's a whole array of other sites, right? The big three are Bing, Google, and Facebook, but there's all kinds of other sites, but that's kind of the main ones. And so Bing and Google, Bing is pretty much search marketing. Google has a lot of things, right? It has YouTube, it has display advertising, it also has search marketing. There's different ways, so you can advertise inside Gmail, all kinds of different ways. And then we have Facebook, which is also very similar. But when people think about Facebook, they typically think about the news feed, right? You can put a video ad, you can put a text ad, you could put an image ad, whatever you want. And so these are paid traffic sources, okay? And it's very important. It's not just, it's not as simple as the difference between paid and free. The moment you realize, okay, I want to do paid, your whole funnel is going to be different. Or if you want to do free, your whole funnel is going to be different, right? And then when it comes to free, we're talking about organic traffic, right? Or an email, right? Maybe you have an email or you have organic traffic. Typically free, well, there are kind of two kinds of free, right? Free might be something that you've built. Free could be something where you're going out to communities and looking for these people, but you're doing the work yourself, right? Both of these examples are free. And so when you're thinking about paid or free, right, you have to be thinking about the funnel that you're building, right? And so what I mean by that is I have here a diagram, right, how things work. And so we have Facebook and CPA marketing. And so for instance, let's say you want to advertise on Facebook, you cannot really direct link anymore. This method used to work maybe a year ago, a couple of years ago, etc., etc. It doesn't really work as well right now. And this is not something I recommend. And I've made numerous videos about that. And what I'm trying to get at is that if you want to go the paid route, you're gonna typically need to create a funnel. You're gonna need to create some kind of content, right? You won't be able to direct link. But if you're going on the free method, right, you can direct link all you want, right? You could basically you can do something like you're gonna have a site and you can basically you're linking on the site, or you can go on forums and you can basically send your links. If you're doing the free method, you can direct link all you want. You could send them to your offer if you want. It's probably not the best way of doing it. There are a lot of other more kind of sophisticated and better ways, but it certainly works, right? And so that's kind of what you have to be thinking about. On reputable paid traffic sources, the top three, and maybe even Quora, if you include Quora in there, and kind of the bigger ones, maybe Yahoo. I don't know if Yahoo sells ads, but if you're advertising on Yahoo, you're gonna need to build a funnel. And so when you're thinking about a funnel, there are two kinds of funnel, right? Funnels. There's kind of a web funnel, right? And what I mean by this is we have Facebook ad, informational content. This is your site, right? The ad is on Facebook. This is your, right? So it could be a site like I showed you a second ago. And then we have a CPA landing page. This is your own landing page. And then you're redirecting, right? Or maybe you're just redirecting directly to the landing page, right? Maybe you have informational content and a landing page, or just informational content. And you can also do email, right? So you can have a web funnel and an email funnel, right? So what I mean is that you can capture emails and then do marketing, right? You could do this in parallel, right? You can do this and this, or you can do one or the other, right? You can just capture emails and do email marketing, or you can do this web funnel, right? So you have these combinations. You could do both, or you could do one or the other. So there are kind of three ways of doing it, right? And I actually made a video when it comes to Facebook, how to do it correctly on Facebook, all right? So that is kind of what you have to be thinking about, all right? Free and paid is different. A lot of people think, okay, paid is easy. I just paid money and I get traffic. No, it's not, because you still have to create all of this. Otherwise, it's just they're not going to approve your ad, or the account might be banned and things like that. And that's when I'm talking about these reputable traffic sources. Obviously, there are all kinds of paid, less quality traffic sources, maybe push traffic, pop traffic, etc., etc. And we're not really discussing that here, right? You can probably create all kinds of links on them. I don't know what their rules and regulations are, but if you want to advertise on really high quality platforms, you're going to need to create a lot of this content. And that is kind of how you do it. The next step is really promoting the offer, right? And there's a lot of interesting things that you have to understand as well, right? When you're actually going on Max Bounty, and let's say you're going on an offer, so let's say we want to promote, let's say I do work from home, I do that, and we're gonna delete this, we're gonna do all categories. Let's say I'm browsing around and I find an offer. So let's say I want to do survey voices, work from home. I immediately see I want to do work from home niche. I see survey voices, I open the landing page, I read the landing page. I want to read what it's about, right? I want to think a little bit, right? What kind of offer it is, what it's all about. Survey voices, work from home, $240 per lead. I'm allowed contextual display, mobile ads. So this is another very important thing. They just don't want email and incentive. Incentives should not even be concerned. We're not incentivizing anybody, right? That is a different method, and typically on Max Bounty, 99% of offers don't allow that. And basically, this is basically a bribe, right? You're basically telling somebody, hey, do this action, and I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna give you a cookie, or I'm gonna give you something, right? I don't recommend it, right? Email, they don't want email, right? And so they want everything else. That's the first thing. And let's say I want to promote this offer. I basically read a little bit about it. I understand what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go out and create a site, something like this, and I'm gonna link to it, right? So I go build my tracking link, right? It's gonna be contextual. I do raw, I pick my landing page, and I have my link, and I'm gonna go build a site like this one, and then I'm gonna be basically talking about, okay, survey voices. What is it called? Survey voices is take surveys, get paid. I'm gonna basically rephrase, paraphrase this paragraph when I'm describing it, right? Because this is a description. You can make up to $350 a week completing surveys. All you do is instantly qualify, the view exclusive offers, etc., right? And so I'm gonna post it, and then I'm gonna start tracking it, right? I might use a tracker. I have a great video on using the BMOP tracker. They have a free plan, so you can look up that video. It's a great video. But this is very important, right, guys? You have to understand this. I see a lot of questions, right? If you're sending links and people are clicking, right, but you're not getting the leads, right? Let's say you even have a landing page in between and you're collecting emails, right? This is something I should have mentioned when we talked about this process, right? We have the email capture and things like that, right? And let's say you're capturing emails, and you see that the emails are coming through, but you're not getting the leads, right? And let's say it's $240 per lead. Maybe you sent like 20 clicks or 10 or 30 clicks, and you have not made anything, or your conversion is really bad. You should be seeing conversion rates like 33%, right? For CPA offers, right? I'm not talking about purchasing, right? If they have to submit a lead, you should be seeing something like 30 to 40%, maybe even 50%, right? If you're seeing conversion rates of like 5%, either your targeting is off, right? If you're buying traffic, or something else is off, right? If you're getting free traffic, you should be seeing very good conversions. Another reason you might be seeing bad conversions is that there probably could be maybe skimming traffic, right? They're shaving your leads, right? And in that case, what you need to do is you need to move to another offer in the same vertical. So for instance, this says survey voices work from home. And what you want to do is you want to open this offer and click on USA, and then you can get similar offers, right? This is a survey. You're going to get similar offers. And what you want to do is you want to basically try another offer. Same vertical, same kind of targeting, right? Similar lead, right? Maybe a little bit more, right? Don't go to $10 per lead and then compare with an offer that pays $2.50 per lead, because they require different information. You want to compare apples to apples, not apples to oranges. And then you basically go to another offer and you try that. And that's how you do it, right? Do not send like 50 clicks or 30 clicks or however you need. Don't spend like, if you're buying traffic, right? And this is $240 per lead, don't spend like, $10, $20, right? 10 times the CPA rate, and without seeing any conversion. You should be having, 40 to 50% conversion on average, right? Depending on the offer and depending on your traffic source. If you're doing Facebook, you should be seeing around 50% conversion typically. And so that is another thing. So if it doesn't work, go find another offer in the same vertical. Email your account manager. Ask them. There could be very similar offers, but one is converting at 50-60% and another one is converting at like 5%, right? Email your AM, but typically just go to another offer. Move on, right? Don't get married to an offer, right? That's going to be kind of my best advice to you. And that is kind of how you do it. You want to test offers and you want to see 50%. Obviously, I would be capturing emails. Is good advice. If you don't want to capture emails, then you could send them directly. But that way you have no idea of knowing if these are real people, right? Because if you have a 60-70% opt-in rate, meaning people sign up, right? So for instance, in this diagram, right, you're sending them and you're getting, you have the information content, whatever, and you're getting like 60-70% capture, which is not bad. This is a free offer, right? They're getting, this is free offer. They're not buying anything. They're just getting, this is an absolutely free offer. It's absolutely normal to see like 60 to 50%, 50 to 60% conversion rate. If you're not seeing that, if you're seeing like 10%, it's very weak. Then something is wrong. You should go to another offer. And then another case scenario, you tried a bunch of offers, just go to another network, right? Maybe there's something wrong with those offers on Max Bounty or something else. Just go to another network. And that is kind of how you do it, right? And then you test. It's all about testing. But in order to be successful, you can have the best testing methodology in the world, but if you pick the wrong offer, it doesn't matter, right? So that is kind of what I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to give you a quick overview, right, from A to B to C to D to Z, right, all the way throughout the end. I don't want you guys to ask very simple questions. I mean, you're free to ask what you want, and I'm gonna help you if I can. But I just wanted to at least help at least the majority of you that have these questions, so that you can go on and start testing and start learning more and start gaining more and more experience. All right, guys. So that is all I wanted to cover in this video. I really, really hope you learned something, you found value in it. If that's so, smash that like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And if you want to see more videos such as this one, CPA marketing, affiliate marketing, and pretty much everything under the sun related to those two, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and I will see you in the next